Let's talk about the big news. The big news which happened on Wednesday evening and then basically was going around for quite some time, especially yesterday. Let's talk about Twitch DMCA. And I know what you will say. Oh my god, please don't. Like, we heard enough. Like, ugh. Here's the thing. Unfortunately, it seems like that Twitch doesn't have enough. And the Twitch needs another week to embarrass themselves, their community, and their company. And they did so with a letter, a long blog post, which, in my opinion, was an insult to every content creator. And it's just laughable. You know what? Let's read this letter together, shall we? Let's take this apart. Creators, we hear you. Reminds me a lot of Mixer. Partners, we hear you. We are closing down Mixer. Your frustration and confusion with recent music related copyright, by the way, there's no confusion there. They're already trying to push that on the creators. Copyright issues is completely justified. Things can and should be better for creators than they have been recently, and this post outlines our next step to get there. Spoilers, they don't. Moving forward, we will be more transparent with what is happening and what tools and resources we are building to help. Copyright law and the DMCA are not small or simple topics, so this won't be a brief post. We do our best to keep the legalese to a minimum, though there is bound to be technical terms here and there. DMCA and Twitch. First off, a quick review of what DMCA actually is. The Digital Millennium Copyright Act is a set of blah blah blah. If you don't know what DMCA is, well, you shouldn't stream. Let's make it quick. This doesn't really matter. There's okay. It's basically like a DMCA, to put a TLDR on what DMCA is. It's basically the weapon in the arsenal of the copyright holder. It's the nuke for copyright holder. It's literally a nuke in their arsenal. They have tons of other options. If that doesn't work, they nuke you. It's the last weapon. So, with that said, keep that in mind. Play South Park video of cable providers rubbing themselves, or the BP video. We are sorry. We are sorry. How do we got to this moment? Until May of this year, streamers received fewer than 50 music-related DMCA notifications each year on Twitch. Beginning in May, however, representatives for the major record labels started sending thousands of DMCA notifications each week that targeted creators, archives, mostly for snippets of tracks in years-old clips. You happy? You happy? We continue to receive large batches of notifications, and we don't expect that to slow down. This means two things. We had time to tap over. Great. Continue. You horny bastards, you. No, I'm just like redoing the South Park scene. Yeah, with the cable providers. If you haven't seen that scene, it is fantastic. It is freaking fantastic. This means two things. If you play recorded music on your stream, you need to stop doing that. And second, if you haven't already, you should review your historical VODs and clips that might music in them and delete the archives that might. We were as surprised by this sudden avalanche of notifications as many of you were. Okay, let me jump in here. bullshit, bullshit, and bullshit. So first things first, if you play recorded music on your stream, you need to stop doing that. Yeah, okay, cool. But what is with the people who are getting DMCA striked for in-game music? Well, they're just supposed to apparently mute the music. Or what is, and this is actually the crazy part, like there are literally people now getting DMCA striked, and I kid you not, who, like, somebody posted this yesterday. He got a strike for playing Phasmophobia. There's no music, nothing there, and he was apparently whispering to the ghost because of fun, and it sounded similar to like some meditation ASMR album, and he got copyright strike for that. No way to appeal it, no way to say this is bullshit, just, well, sucks to be you. So Twitch, your tips do jack shit. Because that's the problem with DMCAs, where you have no chance to fight against with. Because the moment, and this brings us to the next point, where they are saying, we were as surprised by the sudden avalanche of notifications as many of you were. No, you weren't. You were definitely not. Because we know that the music industry actually reached out to you 2 years ago. They are trying since 2018 to get hold of you, to find like a way to negotiate a contract. And your only reaction so far, Twitch, has been silence and a middle finger. So you cannot be surprised by this. Like, the music industry, again, has tried for the last 2 years to do something. You didn't do anything. Well, what did you expect will happen? That they just move on? That they leave the money on the counter and are like, oh, well, we don't get into the money business of Twitch. Well, then I guess we're just moving on, right? Like, what can we do? Like, what power do we have? Oh yeah, DMCAs. Like, no, you saw that. Like, you should have seen this coming. Like, if you didn't see that coming, you are incompetent. The people who are working there are incompetent. We also realized that we needed to provide streamers with more educational programs and content management tools to help you deal with this unprecedented numbers of notifications coming in all at once. So while we continue to remove content targeted by those notifications as required by the DMCA, we understood words and clips from years ago might not necessarily reflect your current approach to music. Therefore, we also paused the processing of strikes associated with these batch notifications in order to give you the tools, information, and the time that you would need to deal with them. No, you don't. Okay, let me tell you how it worked. So you pause DMCA claims. I don't even know if that is actually possible, but I assume so. You pause DMCA strikes for multiple months, and then 3 days before you would reactivate this whole process, you were going to your content creators and you were like, yo bitch, delete all your VODs and clips now. You have 3 days. Good luck. What? That was your approach on this. Like, bullshit. Especially, you didn't give them the time to deal with this. You gave them 3 freaking days. 3 days. Like, bullshit. We have analyzed the notification we received during that period from the end of May through the middle of October. What we found is that more than 99% of the notifications were for tracks that streamers were playing in the background of their stream. Okay. Well, that doesn't really help at all, because what we are seeing right now is most people have stopped to playing music in the background, and they are still getting DMCA for everything else now. Because here's the thing. People don't understand what this is about sometimes. This is not about that you are playing music in your background. This is the music industry who has figured out that there is money to be made on Twitch, and they want in on that deal. They want in on that business. And Twitch is like, nope. So even if you are stopping to play the music industry will find new stuff in your stream which might be loosely associated to some of their right holders, and they will DMCA your ass. Like in-game composer music, they will probably find a way. Like even in-game sounds. I wouldn't be surprised if Disney at some point is DMCAing you because they hear the blaster sound of a Star Wars game in the background. They will find their way to still DMCA you because they want to create pressure on you so that you basically as a streamer create pressure on Twitch so that they are sweetening the deal for the music industry wants in on. It's all about the money, and they want that money from Twitch. And Twitch has shown in the last 2 years that they don't want to give money. So even Twitch is trying to make this a you problem. This is unfortunately not a you problem. You are just in between the fronts. You are in between Amazon, who just doesn't want to give a pretty penny to the music industry, and the music industry who sees money on the counter. And you are in between as a streamer. But Twitch is trying to make this a you problem, which again, that's not the case. The point of the DMCA strike is to balance between this is them again explaining what the DMCA strike is and that this is basically your doing and you should definitely make sure that your VODs are being deleted. Here's the thing, Twitch is only talking about VODs and clips. People apparently are now getting DMCA striked for live streaming content. Like not even VODs, but live streaming stuff. And even if they delete VODs, apparently those VODs are still somewhere on the server, and companies can reach those servers and can still find the content. So everything they are saying here is completely useless. It's utterly, utterly useless. This led to the current situation, which is understandably frustrating and worrying for many of you. Given the circumstances, the warning email many of you received didn't include all the information that you typically get in a DMCA notification. There was no information whatsoever. None. There was zero information. Normally, when we receive a DMCA notification against your channel, we send you an email that includes information about the allegedly infringed work, who the claimant is, how the claimant can be contacted, and possible penalties under our repeat infringer policy so that you can make an informed decision about whether to submit a counter notification or seek a retraction. So they basically just canceled all of this. And as far as I know, like I would love to hear a lawyer on this, if this is even allowed. Like this is just absolutely like unbelievable. Like that's the idea of DMCA, right? And they just removed all of this. I was like, what the hell? We hear your feedback about how frustratingly little information we provided. You said that before. And we should have made that warning email a lot more informative and helpful. Yeah, well, it doesn't help the people who got DMCA claimed, but cool. And you still haven't that. Like, this is still not implemented. Over the last several months, we've done our best to manage the situation on behalf of both rights holders and creators. No, you didn't. You just stopped them and told everyone to delete the evidence. One of the mistakes we made was not building adequate tools to allow creators to manage their own VOD and clip libraries. You're rightfully upset that the only option we provided was a mass deletion tool for clips, and that we only gave you 3 days notice to use this tool. We could have developed more sophisticated user-friendly tools a while ago. That we didn't is on us. That we didn't is on us. And we could have provided creators with a longer time period to address their VOD and clip libraries. That was a miss as well. We are truly sorry for these mistakes and we'll do better. So what they're basically saying is, For the last 6 months, this shit is going on. They still haven't managed to develop any tools to help out any creators, and the only thing we are getting is, "We are sorry. We are sorry." Like, dude. Oh, I love my presumptions. I love my presumptions, Stone. I love that. Being all high and mighty and being presumptuous. Yeah, I'm good at that. So now they are telling you again, like, this is a you problem. Please don't play recorded music in your stream. Yada, yada, yada. This is also great. While we haven't received more than a handful of DMCA notification targeting in-game music, which will change soon, believe me. If you are playing games with recorded music in them, we recommend you review their EULA, the wall of text of the beginning of the game, yeah, right, to see how the terms cover streaming with that music. One way to do this is to search for the game's official EULA online and then do a search for stream, licensed, and music. If you are unsure about the rights, some games allow you to turn off music when streaming, or you can mute the game audio yourself. Oh, I, I, I can't. The words I want to say here. Ah, like, mute your audio, please. Is there a solution to the problem? I, I can't even comprehend. Mute your audio, folks. It's. And then they're saying they're still working on stuff, blah, blah, blah. New products and tools. Ever since the influx of DMCA notifications began, we've been working on building new and improving existing tools to help creators, such as the Clips mass deletion tool. This work is still happening. Many of these changes won't be visible to the community, but we are focused on 3 areas here. We heard you need more support from us. First, you don't have enough control over the recorded content on your channel. We have made improvements to enable you to mass delete clips, but in addition, we will expand the use of technology to detect copyrighted audio and give you more granular ways to manage your archive instead of just delete all option. Wow, this is so broad. Like, yeah, we are working on tools which use technology and copyrighted audio and granular way to manage archives and options. Like, holy shit, this is just buzzwords. Second, we'll make it easy for you to control what audio from your live streams will show up in your recorded content. Soundtrack by Twitch has some of this technology built into it, and we'll work to make it available for everyone, regardless of wherever you want to use Soundtrack, for which we have cleared all necessary rights, or musics from other providers' rights cleared music. Doesn't help, but cool. Third, we need to give you the ability to actually review your allegedly infringement content when you receive a DMCA notification, in addition to the details already provided in your takedown notification. That is, information about what copyrighted work was allegedly infringed, who the claimant is, and how the claimant can be contacted. We also need to help you more easily to file counter notifications if you believe you have the right to use the content, for example, because you have secured a license, believe the use is fair use, The claimant does not control the rights or believe they have the right to use the music without permission. Okay, I want a lawyer on this. I want to know if Twitch is not breaking the law here, because I'm 99% sure that this is actually not allowed. Like, I'm actually truly believing this. Like, this is one of the reasons why DMCAs exist. There is a claim, you can do a counterclaim, and you need all the necessary informations for that. And the Twitch doesn't even have something like this. I am 99% sure that this is against the law. And I would love to hear a lawyer on this. This is something which shouldn't be possible. Because that is something what actually a lawyer has explained to me years ago. When I was going into like the whole media business. That was basically what my lawyer explained to me. That this is like super duper important. If they are not giving you this information, then you don't even have to care about the DMCA notification. So right now, this is something where I have to say, oh, really? So this would be like super interesting. Hey, Kirche. Hey, Katie. Good to see you. Sorry. And hey, Lemons. I didn't want to ignore you, but I'm like, I'm in the flow. Good to see you. Some of you have asked why we don't have a license covering any and all uses of record music. We are actively speaking with the major record labels about potential approaches to additional licenses that would be appropriate for the Twitch service. That said, the current construct for licenses that the recorded labs have with other services, which typically take a cut of revenue from creators for payment to record labels, make less sense for Twitch. The vast majority of our creators don't have recorded music as part of their streams, and the revenue implications to creators of such a deal are substantial. We are open-minded to new structures that could work for Twitch's unique service, but we must be clear that they take time to materialize or never happen at all. In the meantime, we are focused on building tools to better help you manage VODs and clips and providing licensed music options like soundtrack while we explore all options. Okay. This whole sentence is a big fuck you. Like this sentence, like this whole thing here is just a shame. So, first things first. They are speaking apparently now to major record labels. Okay, why haven't you spoke to them 2 years ago? Why does the major record label still say you are not talking to them? And that said, the current construct for license that the record labels have with other services, which typically take a cut of revenue from creators for payment record labels, make less sense for Twitch. No, that's bullshit. I know that they are implying this on YouTube, where basically when you were getting like a copyright holder notification that they are playing ads on your channel, you can't monetize your video anymore, and they are getting the money, right? That is what they are implying. But here's the thing, Twitch. Twitch is not the only streaming service out there. There's also TikTok. They have a deal with the music industry, and none of their creators are getting charged. Facebook has a deal with the music industry, and surprise, none of their creators are getting charged. You see the problem here, right, Twitch? You're making it a creator problem where it is a you problem, and you should fix it. But you don't want to pay the music industry a penny, and you're making it sound like, oh yeah, by the way, creators, we protect you from the evil music industry who wants your money. And it's like, no, the music industry doesn't want the creators' money. The music industry wants your money, Twitch. And you are not ready to give that to the music industry. That is what's going on here. And this is so sleazy. Like, this is so sleazy. Like, to make it basically a creator's problem. And this is also very interesting. The vast majority of our creators don't have recorded music as part of their streams. Huh? I thought that 99% of the notifications were for tracks that streamers were playing in the background of their streams. So, what now? You can't have both. So, what you were saying here, the problem we have is for in game music, but more above, you were saying, yeah, it's not about in game music, it's about like copyrighted music. I was like, no, you contradict yourself here. Like, you totally contradict yourself. So that means you are lying somewhere. You are a liar, Twitch. We are open minded to new structures that could work with Twitch's unique service. Again, TikTok and Facebook, bullshit. You are not unique, Twitch. You are just a company who doesn't want to pay a pretty penny to the music industry. Like, that's the reality of things. You don't want to pay them. And also, this may take some time to materialize or might never happen at all. So they're making it clear that they will not, under all circumstances, will try to strike a deal with the music industry. So not only as a creator do you now have to wait probably months before they're coming to a conclusion, it could also mean that at the end of the month or months of waiting, you got nothing. You get nothing. Then they're telling you to, like, inform yourself what DMCA does, yada yada. Again, they're trying to pin this on you, the creator. And this is just like a big, like, hey, inform yourself, be informed, and then you should be safe. As like Twitch. It's copyrighted music is just the tip of the iceberg. Like, as I said, the music industry will go for so much more. The music industry will go for in-game music afterwards, and then for in-game sounds. Because again, they're creating pressure on the content creator so that they create pressure on you and you give them money. But that's something Amazon doesn't want. Now keep in mind who owns that company, who owns Twitch. That's Amazon. And Amazon is known as a company who doesn't want to spend money. Like, they have been, over the years, they have made it very clear that they're not a money spending company. So basically spending, yeah, poor Jeff Bezos. Like, they are spending money on the music industry just so some content creators can do their job. They don't care. And you know what? This lets me to believe that if this is becoming too expensive and there's no solution to this, they will shut down Twitch. Or they will only have like licensed streams. Like, all the other content creators will disappear and then they just have their esports stuff and whatnot on the website. Like, again, if this is becoming too expensive for Amazon, Amazon will cut this off. Just like that. Yep. Hey, Microsoft, I heard you need a new streaming platform. After your shutdown Mixer. Like, it's just, yeah. Like, if this is not a sign that if this is going too one-sided, they will shut this ish down. Yeah. Also, how tone deaf can you be? Twitch was posting yesterday a tweet, and I kid you not, this one. Sing into the portal. Austin on Twitter wants to hear what you've got. Show the universe your skills during the Austin talent show GlitchCon. So that's apparently the GlitchCon, whatever that is. Like a lot of people were wondering what the GlitchCon is. Now we know it's like a talent show, and you can sing with music, and you should stream that. Yeah. What the shit? Like, what the hell? Of course, the comments are pointing it also out. I say Twitch, are you really that incompetent? Like, holy shit, dude. Like, yeah, hey, we have this huge DMCA problem going on. You know what you should do, people? You should record yourself by singing behind copyrighted music. Like, dude, dude. Also, another take on this, and this is kind of frightening. So, this is by Jason Mestes, who has been also apparently building the Twitch support. And the Twitch DMCA system was not built for Twitch. This is a Justin TV relic built to stop pirating of live broadcasts. The system was built with the sole purpose of stopping a live stream, i.e., shutting a channel down immediately. Access was provided to media companies like Fox. In fact, if memory serves, if you got a single DMCA strike from Fox, you were permabanned. The system was a form. Access to the form was provided to qualified parties who identified themselves to Justin TV and Twitch Legal. The form had a text box where one could put a URL to a VOD, but that did nothing to the VOD. It simply shut down the channel like a TOS strike. Until 2019, when it departed, this system had not significantly changed in any material way, even though Twitch had been in the music business since 2015, audible magic scanning. Myself and others asked for updates to the system to be closer to YouTube starting in 2015. Sorry for that. As another point of reference, the user report system was managed via Gmail inbox by moderators well into 2016 and likely longer. The summation here is that tools at Twitch simply do not get built. We would ask for those tools to be built, upgraded, and these were simply not considered important enough, not big enough to enough users or dollar benefit. And this is in some way leads to where we are today. Should add, there's no whitelisting tool. Other than a written-in counterclaim to a strike, a channel can be fully whitelisted, but this is a reserve for corporations who provide written requests to assume full liability. Assumption is they have purchased all rights. That's so crazy. That's so crazy when you think about it. Like, what the heck, man? Like, you cannot even be like, even if so, that would mean even if you buy all the licensed music, you cannot get whitelisted. It doesn't do anything. It does do nothing. And it's just, how is this even like remotely possible? I don't get it. I really don't get it. Like, this is some Twitch dumbness. Yeah. Yeah. It's I don't know what to say here. Like, Now, to have a funny take on this, right? Let's have a funny take on all of this. And let's watch Mr. Lance. Having a take on this. Let's go.
You have a second to talk? Well, you see, the thing is, I've kind of kept out of this whole DMCA thing for a long time, but it seems to be getting worse and not really better. It's baffling to me that nobody saw this coming, considering this is something that was brought up in discussions for years and years as a potential issue, because YouTube has had the same problems, and I was just kind of hoping to hear, like, what your plan was for fixing it.
Well, we've been working really hard.
Because if I'm being honest, it seems like I've got a better chance of getting banned for just playing a video game than I do for whipping my dick out and just chatting.
Well, I don't want to be rude or anything, but we already dealt with that. We had a great idea that nobody's ever thought of. You were supposed to delete everything, because that shit was garbage and nobody liked it anyway.
Now, again, I'm not trying to be mean, but you yourself even admitted that you were getting some DMCAs years ago. Okay, I would have thought you guys would have nipped it in the bud and set up a system or worked on something, because I'm starting to notice a pattern here of negligence until things get so bad that you have to pay attention to them. I don't get it.
Yeah, we got lots of good ideas, lots of good stuff here that we're working on.
Christmas emotes, hype train, more ads.
Run a 3-minute ad break, get rid of your pre-rolls.
That's a different issue entirely. We're not worried about that right now. What are you doing about the music?
Did you try voting?
We're past the voting, okay? The voting's done. You can stop sending me notifications.
Oh, I got it. Just mute your audio.
Mute my...
That's it. Problem solved, man. I can't believe nobody thought of that before.
I'm a fucking genius, man. Boom, bitch. Problem solved. That solves nothing. Everybody and their dog has already thought of that idea. That's like going to a doctor with a broken leg and the doctor telling you just don't walk anymore. It doesn't fix anything.
Huh? Dude, are you still talking? We've already fixed this issue, okay? We've been busting our asses to fix this issue. Do you have any idea how many words were in those tweets we put out? It took us all morning to come up with that, okay? Like, we told you to mute your audio. It's on you if you get banned at this point. I don't know what else to tell you. Okay? Stop being lazy and just mute your audio, okay? We're very busy over here. God.
We've been talking about this for years, man. This is why your shitty system of muting VODs didn't work. I don't know what to do. Oh, almost had it.
A great idea that nobody's ever thought of. You were supposed to delete everything.
It's just, man, you know, it is funny, but it's also like too real, man. Too real. But yeah, that's basically the gist of it. Like, it's just, again, like, if this is not a sign for you, or for at least a lot of people, like, be aware what is going on with Twitch and where this is basically leading. Like, you should now. Like, seriously, you should care. Like, if you were still a content creator, then and you have just like pushed this away because it's just like, it's too much, and I probably never get DMCA claimed, I don't play music. You will. Because the problem is, as I said, not just the music. I would love to say it is that easy, and when you were just making sure there's no copyrighted music, especially like third-party music like playing in the background, you would be safe. It won't. It just won't. Like even people who never played any music. Channels who have literally never played music, besides of in-game music. And they're not playing GTA or the radio stuff, like literally just normal games, like even esports games, like even they got DMCA'd. Because for some bullshit, apparently an automated system has heard somewhere in your stream. And yeah, like if Twitch is not coming up with a solution, this would be some dark days for content creators on Twitch. And you might want to play with the idea of moving somewhere else. Like, I'm not talking about the mega streamers. I'm not talking about the people who have thousands and thousands and thousands of viewers, but I'm talking about the people who have like 30 viewers, 40 viewers, 100 viewers even. You might want to think about that. And you might want to go to a place where you are at least not afraid of being DMCA striked for in-game music. Like third-party music, okay. I could, like, again, don't use copyrighted music like that. But in-game music, yeah, it sounds like a lot of the stuff I heard. Like, I know nobody wants to hear this, and the denial will be strong in people. Like, the thing is, the signs are there, and like Mixer, Twitch has a chance to maneuver out of this. They have a chance to fix this. Mixer unfortunately choose to fix it in their own way, but just gift us to Facebook and then be like, okay, we are out. Right? But it is on the table. Like that Twitch is closing down or being sold off. It is on the table at this point. Because again, Amazon will not sink money into Twitch. They're not starting to doing that because that's not how Amazon rolls. So, yeah, it's a shitty situation. And believe me, I'm not saying this with any glee or with like, sucks to be you. Anything like that. Like, I've been in those shoes with Mixer shutting down. I know how shitty it feels to just even think about the possibility ever. That's the last thing you want to do, especially when you're a content creator who makes a living of that. Like the last thing you want to hear that your workplace is shutting down, right? And a lot of people try not to think about it too much. But the cold reality is that we might move in that direction at some point. If it gets out of hand. Maybe, and this is what I'm hoping right now. I actually hope that they find a solution and that at least content creators can just play games. Like I'm not even talking about copyrighted music. Like I said it before, if you were playing copyrighted music, you were asking for it. That is one thing. But I'm talking literally about people who are getting DMCA claim for in-game stuff. That is something we have to work on. And I know, like, some people already making the point of like, hey, you know, the developer could do something about it. Yeah, but this is not a developer issue. Like the developer is covering their base, and their base is like they're developing this game, they're selling it, you are playing it, And that's it. That's what they are caring for. Streaming, like they don't have to look out for streamers. That is the platform holder. And unfortunately, Twitch is playing the card of not our problem. We are just a platform. Like again, this is not a developer problem. Sure, a developer can help you when they have just music they created and you don't have to fear that you are getting DMCA claim for that. But that is an extra step which costs them money. A lot more money sometimes. So yeah, what Hazardous says. Like you cannot ask the developer to do that. Their goal is to sell you a game and make sure that they have all the legal rights to use the stuff they have in their game. What you're doing with that afterwards, that's on you. And in this case, it's on the platform holder who is making money from that. Like, keep that in mind. Twitch is not an altruistic platform. Twitch makes money from your content. So it should be in their least interest to make sure that you can create more money. Of course, what Twitch is implying is that the problem is that there are too many streamers on the platform. Too many people who are not making them enough money, and with that, are not important. Like, if you're not one of the top 10, top 5 streamers, you're not even making enough money for Twitch to care. So, I wouldn't be surprised if Twitch starts to get like special contracts for the big streamers and make sure that they are completely covered, and that everyone who doesn't get that special contract because they are too small, sucks to be you. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if we're actually going there. And I'm not even talking about all the partners. They have like, what was it, 20,000 partners? 40,000 partners, something like that? They will not get licenses for all of them. They will only get it for the high percent. Because that's where the money is. Again, if you were a small content creator and you're still on Twitch, think about moving. That's the best advice I can give you at this point. And I'm not speaking about diversifying. I'm speaking about literally moving, because knowing Twitch, knowing them for the last years, knowing them even like the last month, have showed that they don't give a shit about you. So be careful about that. All right. But with that said, we're done with the gaming news.